Assalamualaikum and good evening. I'm Wan Roslina Wan Yusoff, a PhD student at School of Educational Studies, USM. I'm going to present a topic titling Validity and Reliability of an Instrument in Needs Analysis Research. The background of the study, this research is done based for the next analysis research phase 1 of DDR approach, whereby McKillip suggested a 5-step method of next analysis research. And the step 3 of the research, whereby we need to identify needs of the users. Because of that, we need to validate and test the reliability of the instrument that we are going to use first. And adapted instrument that I used in my research, my pilot study, is based on the questionnaire employed by Liu in China. And during the adaptation process of the instrument, I went through the Hamilton procedure. And the question is about what are validity and reliability. So validity is when the instrument that we use measures what it should measure. So the items that provide the results will provide the result in answering the RO and RQ. So if it gives high validity, that means the measurement has a high accuracy. Then the reliability is how consistent the instrument is. That means scores that are stable upon repeated use are considered as reliable, and it must meet the Chromebox alpha value of more than 0.7. In the first place, why do we need the instrument to have validity and reliability? It's because during the adaptation involving cross-cultural process, translations might affect validity and reliability. Secondly, since this questionnaire is going to be administered as a self-administered questionnaire, so the appearance of the instrument, the font size, length, the language, instructions must not pressure on the respondent, because the questionnaire itself is a thought-provoking exercise. And thirdly, is because the multicultural nature of our Malaysia, we need to consider the different languages and cultures available, especially when we want to measure the attitudes of the respondents. And the methodology, it is a descriptive research design whereby the first step will be the instrument adaptation, and then from there we will test it to the item content validity index first. Once I got the item content validity index, then I will see that it's much easier to conduct my pilot study to confirm further the validity and reliability of the instrument. So during the instrument adaptation procedure, Hamilton suggested 6 steps actually. The first 4 are the translation steps of forward and review, English to Malay, and then backward translation, the Malay to English, and then review again. Then only we go for pre-testing, whereby 3 teachers were introduced to the questionnaire to see whether they can answer and they can understand the statements, so that they are not confused. Okay, so from there only took the questionnaire for my pilot study, whereby it involved 21 preschool teachers, 10 from the government preschools and 11 from private preschools. The adapted questionnaire construct consists of 4 constructs with scales of, for the first construct, knowledge scales of true, false, and don't know. The don't know part is given so that teachers don't have to guess the questions. If they do not know, they just answer the do not know. And the others, 3 more constructs are based on the 5 Likert scale. Next, the item content validity index test involved first the 3 experts, then they rate the questionnaire, and then from there I got the validity index, number of expert rating 3 or 4, then you have to divide with the number of experts. So the pilot study purposes is basically I have to determine the validity and reliability because I'm going to use it for a large scale actual research. Then when the respondents are using it, I don't want them to be confused with the statements. So I have already done that during the pilot study. So, and from there also we can identify the weaknesses during the pilot study, and then the feedbacks from the pilot study will strengthen the internal validity of the instrument. And the pilot study procedure and samplings was to apply the permission from Malaysian Ministry of Education and then the State Education Permission, and then also they assist me to distribute the Google Forms to 21 preschool teachers because during this pandemic COVID, all schools are closed, including the preschools. So whereby I got 10 government preschool teachers and 11 private preschool teachers. The findings and the results. The item content validity index, all three experts gave the ratings of 4 for all the items. So the item content validity index equals to 1.0. Polly and Beck says that the index of 1.00 validates the item. The pilot study analysis, SPSS version 28.0 was used. Robots Alpha to measure reliability and validity of the questionnaire. The EFA to improve the reliability of the scale, to identify unsuitable items to be removed. In order to do that, the principal component analysis for data reduction was used, and all were performed on all the items for the 4 constructs. Then the KMO will tell us the correlations between the variables, whereby we need to have it greater than 0.5. And as an example for the knowledge construct, which I did the same thing for the other 3 constructs after that, the KMO shows that it's 0.64, which is quite fair. And so we went to the component total variance for the method extraction method, PCA. We found that it's only one component. So upon that, we checked with the factor loading to see whether all items are accepted. So from loading greater than 0.6, no exclusion items. So we confirm that it's only one component for all these 8 items. So the alpha Chromebox, the Chromebox alpha's value is 0.734. And the overall results of EFA shows that no item was excluded, and the overall value of construct reliability showed that it has a very high reliability of 0.942. It could be because this instrument was adapted. So it's good, except it's just that when we look at the knowledge, it's 0.734, which is still greater than 0.7, but is around on the border. Upon this, when we check through, 50% of the items for knowledge construct need in-depth knowledge. So this is lacking from among the preschool teachers, and the same observations were highlighted by Liu in China. So that's all. Thank you.